This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Ariel Margolis. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing well. I am looking forward to the weekend. It has been an awesome week this week.
Well, that's amazing. Well, do tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
I am in the lovely state of Massachusetts in a city called Boston.
All right. So which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Oh my goodness. I would say that the talent of entrepreneurship and curiosity has connected us.
Ooh, tell me about curiosity. Who did you learn that from?
Well, I would say probably started with my parents, allowing me to explore. We didn't have a lot of televisions we actually only had one television. So we had tons of Legos and building blocks, and we were forced to go outside and play and really just be curious about the world and everything around us. So that's where it started.
It's amazing. Like, the things you're saying seem only natural, and to see what the world has become, to understand that isn't natural now, is intriguing, isn't it?
Very much so.
So you're the guy, you're playing with the blocks, you're playing with the Legos, there's no TV. What has that now created?
It has created the ability to, what I would say, use the scientific method or the engineering method of sort of testing things out, like using my creativity, but in a logical way, where I have an idea and I can formulate a plan to see how it would work. So very much like building with blocks or with Legos, you can follow the blueprint that comes with the set. And I typically did the first time, and then I would start to tinker and deviate from it, and then say, well, what if we did this, and what if I did that? And that's really how, sort of my path of being an educator and being a principal and then returning to the classroom was all from curiosity. Like, what would it be like to go back into the classroom after running a school? Or what would it be like to run my own business? With each step, there's always a little bit of fear. And I think as a kid, you don't necessarily have that type of fear. So I missed that. But that's where you get the support of family and friends who are saying, yeah, you can do it. Why not? Give it a shot.
So what came first, the e-learning design company, or you being the special ed teacher / principal / college professor? Which came first?
So the education. So I was actually going to be a doctor. I was studying pre-med in college, and I didn't get into medical school my first year, and I had to get a job. So I was working at a special ed school as an assistant teacher, and I fell in love with it. And I did that for a couple of years. I then started teaching middle school science and math. I was a middle school principal, and then I returned to the classroom because I was tired of the administrative life, and I taught, and then I went into higher ed and started teaching graduate students, and which really isn't very much different than teaching middle schoolers. They're just bigger, but they have the worries and the concerns, and once they know they're in a safe place, they start to show their creative side. And I did that for 4 years and said, you know what, I want to make a bigger difference. I like the fast pace of educational technology and startups and entrepreneurship. So I want to use my talents in that area and see what I can do.
So tell me, how does it work? How do I acquire your skills, and what's the best way to go through what I require for my business, where I want to do, let's say, for example, create a course?
Sure. So a lot of businesses, a lot of startups and entrepreneurs have put out a ton of content to get brand awareness, to show their mastery, to show their skill sets. And all that content can be transformed into an e-learning type of product, whether it's for a channel or a funnel, such as, come learn about what it means to be a podcaster. Like what are the 5 top skills you need to know to be a podcaster? Come take this little course that I created. And then it leads into, okay, you like the course, great. So here's some more content that you can find, and here's some more opportunities if you want to take a one-on-one training, or you want to learn, you want me to mentor you or coach you. So that's one area. So it's through a funnel channel. And the other is, I'm going to teach you the skill sets of becoming a podcaster based on my experience, which is unique. And you reach a certain audience. And if that's the audience that I want to reach, then I want to learn from you. I don't want to learn from somebody else. So I'm going to put together a course. Here are the skill sets based on my experience, based on my knowledge, that will give you the skill sets to start your own podcast with a focus on the particular market, or in general. Again, depending on what your goal is. So that's really what I do, is I take your story, I take your narrative, I take your expertise, and I can transform it into a engaging learning experience that people will walk away with skill sets that they can take with them.
What's the strength in what you offer? Is it that you do this quickly? Is it that it's really pretty? Is it that it's automated? What's the strength in what you do?
Great question. So I fall back on my training as an educator, where I look at each student as having individual strengths and passions and areas of growth. So I will take your course and we'll figure out, how do we convey you in the course? How will the course look, sound, and feel? So that way people that take your course will know that it is you. It's not just an automated or standardized course. So that's one. And then I also will say, okay, who are we targeting? Who is your audience? Who are your learners? And how do they learn? And what are the best ways for them to acquire the information? And unlike most e-learning developers, I'm not wedded to any type of technology. A lot of people like to use a specific set of tools. I am open to using any type of tool that will work for your clients and for you. So that's what makes me unique. It does require a little bit more time, but you get a unique product that no one else will have.
Love it. Where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you, Ariel?
Best place, there are 2. I would say LinkedIn, under my name, Ariel Margolis, or they can go to my website at www.elearningsolved.com.
Love it. Ariel, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Ariel, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, my earliest childhood memory is my dad coming over to my crib and placing our cat in the crib.
Ooh.
And I think I had to be under 2 years old.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I think this memory is so clear because it was first thing in the morning. And it was just the feeling that I get of seeing my dad smile and placing the cat in the crib with me. And it was a fuzzy white and orange cat. And it was just, it reminds me of home. It reminds me of feeling safe.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Oh my goodness, what an awesome question. I would say that I love to smile. I will smile at strangers. I think it's a great way to make people feel more comfortable. I think it's a great way if people who want to either start a fight or something negative, that smiling at them will disempower them. I think that it is also the caringness, the innocence. I think is and expressing true love is just it's what I try and do. I try and make sure that whoever I'm working with, whether it's students, whether it's clients, like that they get the message that they are the most important person in the world to me at that moment. And that's what my dad gave me when he was putting the cat in the crib. Like it was just our moment.
Love it, love it. I love too the way you said that. The difference between teaching the two different grades is that once they have a safe space, they begin opening up to you. And I love the fact that your father did that for you at that tender age as well. And as that is done, there's so much that can occur where learning is. And now you're doing e-learning solved. So just love how that connected as well.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh, Uptown Girl by Billy Joel.
Oh, there we go. Love it, love it, love it. All right, my friend. All right, well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Ariel, are you ready?
I am ready.
Ariel, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
I do.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
More.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Ariel Margolis, what would you say that is?
I love to have fun and to learn.
Well, there we go. There we go. All right, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Only that I am more than happy to connect with anyone that is interested in e-learning, education, and life in general.
Love it. Ariel Margolis, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.